resolved that whereas since the beginning of the recession in 2007, cities and towns in Rhode Island have faced an annual challenge in balancing revenue and expenses while continuing to provide basic services. Whereas cuts in state aid to cities and towns have resulted in reduced services accompanied by higher property taxes. Whereas in the town of Johnston, the loss of state aid is $8,971,275 each year, which includes $2,554,218 loss of general revenue sharing and $4,971,747 loss of motor vehicle tax reimbursements. And whereas to offset these losses, cities and towns have been asking the state for 4 years to provide them with the tools to make the spending changes they need to help offset the loss of state revenues and to control ever-increasing pension and post-employment benefit costs. Whereas, recognizing the predicament of municipalities, Governor Chafee has submitted a package of legislation to help municipalities resolve their financial problems and begin the process of recovery and financial stability. And whereas the package of bills includes legislation authorizing highly distressed communities to eliminate mandates and effect collective bargaining agreements and binding arbitration. Legislation reducing disability pensions for employees to 50% of their current pay for those who can perform other employment. Legislation authorizing cities and towns to limit pension benefits for new and non-vested employees in locally administered pensions to the benefits paid to employees in the state-administered municipal system. Legislation authorizing municipalities with a locally administered pension to suspend cost of living adjustments if the pension is less than 60% funded and after certain findings are made. Legislation requiring that all school districts implement a school budget model approved by the Commissioner of Education and providing that the Department of Education shall monitor school spending in at-risk districts throughout the year. Legislation providing that the supplemental appropriations for the payment of past annual school department expenditures would not be included in a municipality's maintenance of effort requirement. Legislation changing the dates and percentages of payments for foundation-level school support and approved expenditures and also for payments of distressed community aid. And whereas the Johnston Town Council believes that passage of this legislative package is in the best interest of the town of Johnston. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the members of the Johnston Town Council, hereby support the legislative package submitted by Governor Chafee to assist cities and towns and urges the local delegation to the General Assembly to work diligently for its passage. Is there a motion on the resolution? Motion by Councilman Santelli to adopt Resolution 2012-18. Second by Councilman Piticelli.
Second first. I think we should all first and all second.
All right. Only second. Motion made by Councilman Santelli, second by the remainder of the council. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. Thank you for reading that. I just wanted the public to realize the magnitude of the numbers that you read off about the cuts that we've been doing, and not to mention what our unfunded pension liability is, and our OPEB, which is other post-employment benefits, which totals $229 million unfunded. However, we have a good opportunity to knock it down dramatically by switching people over from the Blue Cross to the Medicare. Is that correct, Mr. Conlon?
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll be able to drop it dramatically. So once again, thank you so much. And Governor, once again, we can't thank you enough for being here tonight.
Governor, good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Councilman. Have a good night. Thank you.